This is the Podro Show. My name is Ronan Okara. In the studio, we have very special guests. They are members of a well-renowned band here in Australia. They go by the name of Crown Heights. A month ago, I was lucky enough to watch them perform at the Jamaican Music and Food Festival and witness an incredible, talented band. We also want to thank Baby Shark and Joe Management for giving us the opportunity to meet this band themselves. Gentlemen, it's an honor to have you here on the podcast, the Podro Show. Who do we have in the studio today? Can you introduce yourselves? Tell us the roles you have in the band.
Yeah, my name is Marvin Priest. I'm the lead singer.
My name is Jawais. I'm the bass player.
My name is Dufty, and I'm the other singer in the band.
Oh, so the band itself has got other three who are not here, the handsome ones.
Yeah, there's six of us. Three of them are setting up at rehearsals right now as we speak.
Right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why they couldn't make it at the moment.
Who are they? Who is not here?
There's Brett Dirks, the drummer. Jason Davies, guitarist. Frank.
Keyboards.
We don't actually know what his last name is.
Frankie Keys.
Yes.
Maestro on the keyboard. And,
all right.
That's us.
All right. I read an article which was published by Iron Music in May 2021 about the band. And I quote, Crown Heights is the United Nation of reggae bands. What were they referring to?
We did another interview, bro. We were all different backgrounds and that, and just sort of, that was a funny way of putting it, and it sort of stuck really because we are five different cultures, 5 different parts of the world. 2 of us are Māori, same culture, and one Samoan, and then bro, obviously from the UK, Jamaica, Brazil, Rick the Rex,
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri Lanka. So we're all over the place, but it's really cool, bro.
And Frankie is from Samoa, and Dufty and Jason are
both from New Zealand. We're both Māori, so yeah, it's different, bro, because I haven't sort of had many Brazilian bros.
Did the band members knew each other before the band was created?
It was I kind of had the idea to create a band because I've been playing in Melbourne for a while as a solo act, just as Marvin Priest, and then as I was going on my journeys, I met up with the guys as I'm meet Jar. Oh yeah, you want to play in a band? Yeah, come and play in a band. Meet Dufty and Dufty, Jason and Frank were playing together beforehand. They came they was together already. So when I met them, it's like, oh, do you want to come and play? So they come and joined as well. And Brett I knew from previous band as well. So that's how we all kind of.
How was the upbringing like individually? We start from Daft. Man, where did you say you come from?
I'm born and bred in a little place in New Zealand called Huntly. It's a coal mining town. It's humble backgrounds, but probably the epicenter for traditional culture. Brought up very traditionally. We had to put up with a lot of, I suppose, colonisation and all that kind of thing. And, changes and cultures adapted. We've had battles with the language and all that. So we're in a really good spot now. And that was pretty much life. So.
What about the music background? Where did it come from?
Church, bro. My dad was in a lot of choirs, did a few stage shows and stuff like that, and he was a bit of a bass singer. But the families, Māoris, we sing everything. Like, it's just a natural part of the culture. It's everything. So it's one way of getting our traditional stories across and all that sort of stuff. So music is a big part, and church and all that kind of thing. And a lot of cousins who are into music. Some of them are done some really big things, and a younger brother that's actually out there doing some really big things as well. So just been lucky to have it in the family, but I'm sort of the last to really get into this part of it. We're doing a lot of covers and stuff, but that's pretty much us, really, or pretty much me.
How about Jawais?
Yeah, I grew up in Brazil. In São Paulo, Brazil. Yeah. So that was interesting growing up there, and then I started playing music. I was 13 years old.
Wow.
And then
How?
Just was my self-interest, really. Okay. And then I met some other friends that were playing in different bands, and then I said, yo, show me some chords, show me this, and then I came here when I was 18, and then I started playing music here in Melbourne. Yeah.
Marvin.
I grew up in London. My musical background is massive because of my dad, who you might know is Maxi Priest.
You're actually in the royalty of reggae music, man.
Yeah, you can say that. You know, they say Bob Marley is the king. Dennis Brown is the prince, and they crown my dad the Prince of Love as well. So he's a prince as well, you know. So I don't know, what do you classify underneath a prince? I'm son of a prince then.
It's a prince too.
So I've grew up around the industry from I was like 6-7 years old, just because of my dad. So you know, I've toured. The whole world, literally. I've toured the whole world with him, especially from a kid. Even though I wasn't really interested in like singing and like making any kind of music, I've always just been.
Did you feel the pressure to get into music?
No pressure at all. Again, my upbringing is like, all right, my dad's on tour. 6 weeks holiday comes for school. I go on tour for the holiday. So I'm just on the tour, not necessarily singing. I just get on the bus, me and my brothers and my siblings, we muck around, we run on the stage, run off. Like, do you get what I mean? It's like, so I grew up with, I knew Dennis Brown and a lot of the reggae artists, Beres Hammond, Shaggy.
They'll be just uncles coming to the house.
Exactly. Like, I call Shaggy uncle. I call Beanie Man uncle. Respectfully, Shabba Ranks uncle.
And the other guys who are not here, I'm sure they're of musical backgrounds that are really strong.
Especially, Frank.
From what I was researching.
Jason, Chris come from church. That's where Frankie learned to play. He still goes to church today. That's where he got a lot of his background from. With Brett's been playing in Melbourne forever. Like every band in Melbourne has played with Brett at some point. Do you know what I mean? He has a lot of experience.
So Brett is the drummer, yeah?
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Wow.
And Jace has been playing for ages too. Like, he comes from a bit of a rock background. New Zealand is quite broad in terms of the music that we get
in terms of music,
But I say to Marv this all the time about his dad. Like, when we were growing up, like you weren't going to hear anything urban on radio. It's just being honest, bro. Like, you never heard, like, you listen to radio today, they're like, hey, what's up? You never heard that. Man. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't getting into, like, if you weren't Michael Jackson or
safe music.
So, like I said to Marv, going UB40, Bob Marley, obviously, but you know, they played more UB40 or more Maxi. Because it was more commercial.
More commercial,
You know what I mean? So,
how about in Brazil?
Yeah, well, reggae is massive in Brazil, like really, really big. And
I've been there, seen.
So there is a big roots culture, but now dancehall it's growing a little bit, but it's not as big as in other places. You know,
huge
it's more
New Zealand
reggae.
Huge Polynesian reggae has gone off, and that's obviously because of the roots. Like Bob Marley's, like there's actually a community of Rastas.
They call it island reggae, yeah?
Yeah, Polynesian.
Wow, because I used to live in towns with a lot of New Zealanders used to come and great bands.
We like being colonising the same struggles and that.
True.
Feed off of that musical thing. So Bob, naturally, anything like that, bro, was like. But you had to have someone that had that stuff because we weren't going to get it in the record. We had cousins that had that. Good.
And how did the band itself? Because I know you briefly explained it. How did it come up? How is it? Who called who? Who said, okay, guys?
It was me.
I want to hear the specific story.
Well, literally,
this dude said, "No, man, not at the moment."
It was me and another guy that I used to work with. Me and him used to make music together, and then we parted ways. But I continued to play with them.
Neg them.
Exactly. Well, this again, coming from a solo artist perspective, I don't mind being a solo act, but at some point when it comes to doing the stage shows, you need a band. People don't really they'll come and watch you. They'll pay and come and watch you play, but you playing to backing tracks and all that. It's that's whatever.
You need a band.
So I felt that was a massive thing, and especially coming to Melbourne, seeing a lot of live bands and seeing other bands, and I'm like, no, I need a band. Do you get what I mean? So for me, it's a very important thing because I feel that live music people appreciate that the most when they see you putting in the effort. They see some guys up there coming together. There's no electrical music. There's no electric stuff playing. There's no samples playing. It's us literally going ba 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 ba, and then we go. So
the band sounds nice.
And even from a fan's perspective, I feel that they appreciate that more. Like seeing, that's some live music. Like, do you get what I mean? So
look, I was at Jamaican Food Festival.
Right.
That thing is well organized.
Yes, bro. It's the second time we played it.
He's doing well. Stick Marie. He was sitting on the chair where you were sitting there. I interviewed him the other week before. Yeah,
nice.
Last week.
We worked with Stick a few times. Really nice guy.
Great there.
Him and Zari, him and Zari work together, and we work with them many times. They don't have a gig without calling us. Like literally, you know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. Yeah.
So why Crown Heights? Why name it Crown Heights?
Again, you have to blame me.
Come on, I had to ask that question. Yeah.
Well, the name Crown Heights. Before I moved to Australia, I lived in America. So I'd done New York for maybe 3 years, and Crown Heights is like. It's like a ghetto, like it's a bit of a rough. No, I wouldn't say ghetto. It's just apartment blocks. Yeah, so in the middle of Brooklyn, you've got these high-rise apartment blocks.
They're called,
and to get the area is called Crown Heights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for me, it's like I used to go there to like
do stuff.
Yeah, to do stuff.
We won't talk about it.
Yeah, we won't even go into much about that. But that's where the name come from. That it was basically an area, and the name stuck in my head. So when we was doing like a survey I was asking the guys, we need a name. You know, what names can you come up with? So I put I think it was 3 names in the WhatsApp group, and Crown Heights was one of the names. Everybody else put their names in.
What were the other names?
I don't even know. You don't even want to know, bro. But yeah, that was the name that got the top votes. Everybody voted for that name. It just sounded really fresh. Crown Heights. It sounds like reggae. It sounds like royalty. You know, your crown, your height. Like, you know what I mean? It made sense.
I thought Crown Heights.
No. Even though that's all good still.
2-piece art, well crafted. I'm talking about the 2 singles, I Need It, Slow Down. There was talk of an LP which was due last year in July. Was COVID the main reason that it was not released, or because as fans we're waiting for an LP, you know what I mean?
Well,
what happened?
I'll break it down to you. Basically, we was working with some other people in the process of making the album.
The album,
yeah. So the album, we done it with them, and the vibe and everything didn't work out with them. So we kind of like we didn't fully. Yeah, we separated. We didn't fully crash the album. We just decided that we're gonna recreate it.
All right.
Yeah, so that's the process that we're going through right at this moment.
As fans, because we're anticipating
of
for
course.
an LP.
Well, this is it. But
when?
So then what we've done for the fans, because I can totally understand, they're like, what's happening? So what we've done is we've created some more singles. So what we're going to do is just for the fans for now, while we're recreating the album, we're feeding them some singles. So we just done a video. It's getting edited now. We're waiting, and that should be out. It was supposed to be out in April. If it doesn't come out April, it's going to be out in May. So the fans will have some visual and another great song. And as I said, we're continuously recording. So we just finished that video, but we also have another song that we've created as well. So we're just trying to just build up so that just as you asked, we can make sure next month here's something that you guys can have. In the meantime, we're in the background beating the drums and getting ready, getting the album ready. Do you get what I mean? Like it's literally written. It's a 10-track album.
Because I was gonna ask how many songs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So what's happening now is they've literally been done. We're just going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Marketing and
just making sure that we've got everything prepared. Exactly. So that's what we're doing now. A couple more vocals, couple more tweaks, and we'll be.
Any
prepped.
special features on the?
No, actually no.
Just the group itself.
Well, this is. I felt personally that because I wanted some of the guys are coming, like Dusty for example, is come from a cover band background. Do you get what I mean? So I wanted to make sure that when we do come with our original music,
it's just
us.
Guys.
Yes, I don't want to try to, because if you bring in someone else,
good,
that would actually might drown out someone like Dufty that's coming in as a fresh original eyes, and I wouldn't want to do that. It's like, no, just listen to us for now. And then if you enjoy that, when we come with the next one, then we can throw in some features. Because as I said, I've got uncles all over the place that we can get them from. But I wouldn't want to use them to drown out the band. Because what would happen is all you'd see is their name. And you'll see them small. It's like, no, let's make sure that we cover with the singles, we cover with album. Now we have a solid foundation. Now we can bring other parts to it.
Because both of you are vocalists.
Yes.
And you fight before?
No.
Man, this song is good. I'll sing it. Yeah?
No.
So how does it go when you're writing a song?
If there's all different processes.
Marvin doesn't write it.
I literally,
I've seen it plucks it out.
Dufty's been in the studio with me. I don't really write pen. I don't write, so I like to just turn on the equipment.
This is exclusive.
Turn on the mic and sing into it. Whatever it comes out. Let's sit down and we'll sit down and we'll listen.
I'm like,
and then I'll go in again, and then sometimes it will just go, and I'll just flow through. And we've got the verse, we've got the chorus. All right, and then I'll sit down with Dufty. Right, let's get Dufty's a melody for your thing. And then this is the thing. Yeah. Sometimes I like to write to the rhythm, so they've already done their work. Do you get what I mean? So that would be him and Frank already have sat down.
Jawaz, are they difficult to work with?
No,
the vocalists, they're very difficult to work. No, that's not the tune, man. Tell me the truth.
No, actually, like last time we were at home, we were just playing like pool. And we actually did a song. I was just sitting down with the guitar and then
jamming.
we were just jamming. And then I put the camera on, so we registered what we were doing. And then the song just gone. And other times that Marvin has come to home or Dafty, we always get to do some work, because the vibe is great. That's right. So when the vibe is right, it's
just right.
Yes.
Like an idea could get put on the band chat, and it could sit there for like one mile put up longer, and we're finally starting to use it now.
Yes,
6 months ago.
The reality is when it comes to creating, we have no issues because it's either me and Jar will link up, me and Dufty will link up, Frankie will link up. However it works, then we'll put it in a WhatsApp. Do we like this? Yes. Let's start working on this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's family there.
That's the best way.
Yeah, because some people get greedy in the band and you hear this stuff. I should do this.
But I guess we are all adults. We know what we want.
Yeah.
We know where we want to go. So for us, like the aim objective of this is to feel great, and for us to bring the real love and peace to the people. If we cannot maintain that inside of the band, how could we really shine outside there?
Not only that, bro, but we've all had years and years of
experience,
other stuff. All experienced ups and downs. So we've all come into this band, and all those sort of dramas they don't even come up, bro.
Beautiful. So how has COVID affected the band generally? Good and bad. We want to hear the good and the bad.
All right, I'll start. Let me start. Well, we kind of formed just before COVID. So we was getting together
2019,
before, we're getting together. We're gonna do this. Then COVID actually went boom. Right. So what we done in that time was like, no, let's not let it worry us. We'll just continue to create. So then that's it. How we even came up with I Need It and Slow Down. All of that happened through COVID time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like so we was just like linking up on WhatsApp. I'd sneak round to Jawaz.
I wanted to say, were you breaking the rules?
Bro, you no choice, bro. Do you get what I mean?
Slightly bending them.
Yeah, we just slightly bended them. And that's, so we was, obviously, we couldn't link up as much as we wanted to, but we could connect through WhatsApp. I'll send my parts here, he send his parts here, and we were just figuring out how to work through COVID. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was as good as it was, because we also, me personally, we missed out on shows, we missed out on stuff.
That's true.
You know, I'm traveling and so it was a bad in that sense. But because of the creative side, it was a blessing as well.
And also it made people be aware of time. Like it's important to me. If Dafty or Jawise or you, Marvin, we utilize that time. That
that's
5
right.
minutes
That's
is really important.
And
because a long time ago, we're like, okay, or just chill. But with that lockdown, you took time to your heart. Man, how competitive is the music industry in Australia? Do you find yourself? I mean, like, how competitive is it? Are there the bands that you compete with, or
No, we don't compete with anybody, bro. Everybody else competes with themselves. I compete with myself.
All
That's
right.
the only person that I'm trying to better. Like, I always want to make sure that if I've done something, let's see if I can better it for myself. But I don't look at competition. The only thing that I find in Australia is our genre is still young. It's still a small genre. So that's the only downfall I find with Australia, because the population is more of a rock country.
nation, yeah.
So it's like but because of our love of reggae, it's like this is where we're at. I'm driving, this is the car we're driving in, and we are driving
We
this
just
all the
stay in
way.
this car.
But that doesn't mean, because obviously you could hear from some of my past, we can create pop music. We can do all of, if that's what needs to happen and we need to make one of them songs, we have no problem in making it. But where we're at is our sound that you hear.
That's your sound.
That's where we're at. So yes, Australia can be difficult at times, but again, what I find is with live music, no matter what it is, people will come and watch it. So it doesn't like when you went to Jamaica Festival, how much people was there? It's packed. When Whalers and them come, you go to the shows, it's packed. Do you get what I'm saying?
So is it the commercial media and stuff like that, like the mainstream media, sort of like pushes the genre down?
No, there's no push the genre down. It just doesn't push it.
It doesn't make
up.
the money, bro. It doesn't make the money. That's what it is. It doesn't make the money. Like Justin Bieber makes the money. Crown Heights ain't gonna make the money because.
Yeah, but I hear what he's saying. It doesn't make the money, but for me, if they was to market how they market Bieber, it would make the money.
Make the money, yeah.
Because it's like I even give the band examples of I've toured with UB40. I know them very, very well.
Yeah,
and that is reggae. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
and they play on every station. So this is my point. So that if that can happen for them,
so
that
can I say
happen for
something?
us.
Is it about color or anything like that?
No, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Someone else might say that, but for me personally, I'm not going to say that because I've already had success in this country already.
All right,
I've
yeah,
sold
yeah,
platinum here, I've sold gold. So I'm not going to say it's colour. I'm going to say it's making sure that you cover the sound.
The marketing itself
Right.
with the sound.
Marketing and sound. So it's like for us, for example, you can take a song like I Need It, right? Great song. But is that sound commercially radio sound? Is it?
Yeah.
I would say if you go and play it with everything else that's playing on Today FM, it's not. But it's a great song.
Yeah.
But for me to play in that realm, you have to have something on that frequency. So it's like, and UB40 have that frequency. So I'm not going to say it's colour. It's just about having the right song. Yeah.
All right. So how about some people?
You look over there. You're right.
So just a little bit of just the last part of it. Do you feel like artists need to go abroad and come back to be because some artists would go like to United States of America, like Akon had to go, Iggy Azalea had to go.
My younger half brother, bro, is Sammy Johnson, who's also a reggae sort of R&B artist. Being born and bred here in Aussie, well known, strong following. Couldn't quite get over, couldn't quite get it out. Tried. We were having a yarn. I said, go home to New Zealand. They'll hit you up, man. You might get a better chance because they're actually
appreciate.
They support it. The government's actually giving out to musicians grants, and they you obviously pay it back with the video, but that's the package. And they support the arts, and he went home killing it, bro. As soon as he went and played one of these songs, there was the vibe that the people, vibe with, and that Polynesian sound you're talking about. Killed it.
Beautiful. What other bands or individual artists would you like to go on tour with or collaborate with at the moment? You as a band, you go like, would like to tour with them. I think they would motivate us to do this. This is a younger band, younger than us, but they're doing so good. Or at the moment you just want to work as a band to work on your.
Oh, is there any bands? Well, for me, there's bands that I rate and that I know. So as I said, UB40 are coming. I know them. We'll be playing with them. Do you know what I mean? We're open for them. There's other bands around that like Catch a Fire that I think are great. They're from New Zealand. That is, they do the shows, the big shows and all that kind of stuff, and I would like to be involved with Catch a Fire. I know some of the guys from Sons of Zion, another New Zealand band. I like them guys as well. In Australia itself, I personally can't mention anybody that I know that I haven't worked with already. Maybe got me, you guys.
Jawais, any band from Brazil, man?
Well, there is some bands from Brazil and
artists,
different people, but I think that for us at the moment, being able to just establish ourselves as the original band and being able to find our own sound as a band, I think that's the most important aim. Our aim at the moment, and of course, I think that along the way you meet the right people.
All right.
The right people will be magnetic.
To what you're doing,
to what we are doing, and they will find and we'll find a way. But I think that for me at the moment, I think that with so much beautiful spices that we have,
you're
in the
on
band,
the right way.
We are,
right track.
Yes.
So is Crown Heights signed to any record company? Do you have any record deals? If not, why? You looking for one or not? At the moment,
right now we have our own company. We're independent. We have an independent company. We're an independent label,
which is working for a lot of artists.
Well, again, it's if you don't do it, then you might not release any type of music. So, do you get what I mean? So for me today, it's like being established as an independent artist you can then take the business onto a record company or to someone else. But you have to establish yourself first. Yeah, because I've been that route before where you go straight to the record company. What happens is when you go straight to the record company is you have no say.
No ground.
You have no power, you have no say, you have no grounds to stand on. When you come in as your own entity, as something that is solid and structured already, all they can do is go, we like that. I'll give it some money. They can't go in there and go, let me tweak this and change that and come do. They can't do that. So that's just like, are we looking for a record company? Not necessarily. But if one comes and it works for them and works for us, then that's great. That's thumbs up. Do you get what I mean? Because if they can take us and market us where we want to be marketed, put the right budget behind us to go into the right place, then it makes sense. If they're going to take us on and go, no, we actually want to change you completely, put on the same uniform and change the music, then it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's where we're at with it. It's not like we're against it.
I understand you have a new management, and what are your expectations from them? Where do you see Crown Heights going with this new management?
Don't know yet. We'll see. To be honest, so far we've done another photo shoot and stuff like that, and this, so it's still early days, bro. So whatever comes is like we pretty much is like this, bro. Whatever ideas come anyway, the band's a consensus. We all agree on everything, or we don't move. So whatever happens, we will be agreeing on everything as a fan, and we'll go from there. Happy to have someone to help us, and because it has been quite a mission navigating. Everything really, so any help is good help.
You guys have been together for a while now, and what would you do differently as a band since the band was formed? You go like, okay, 2019, we should have done this. This is up to now. It's 3 years, right? Jawais.
Yeah, I guess for us
the track is good.
Yeah, we had a little, few stumbles here and there. So for us, at the moment, we are very focused on our music, getting the music together, and we are looking, as you mentioned before, looking into getting some new places to play. So the new management is helping us to get where we need to do, like with the site and this and that, like the business part of things. So for us at the moment, it's just working with that.
Same with everyone, yeah.
I don't know if I would really change anything, bro, because that situation of COVID, I don't think anybody really
anticipated.
Yeah, bro. Because like even after that, we were when things were open and we had rehearsal for a gig. There's another band then they're listening to us going, "Did you guys make that? Is that original?" Like, yeah, but a whole album. Like how? Like they didn't even make it through. Like so, for us to make it through all of that and even be here, bro, is like that's an accomplishment alone. Like we had, like Marv was saying, we could have been travelling. There was so much that was on the plates, really. Like things were planned. We were sort of heading in the right direction. The plan was there, and then that just, you know, like people were still ringing up and, "Oh, you can travel." Like, bro, you haven't seen the news. No one can travel. So everything that we had planned, we had to literally, like Marv said, kick back, work on the album, work on what we could. Really, it wasn't. We couldn't really focus on things that we knew weren't going to happen. You know what I mean? So it was just okay, we can control the album, we can do this, we can do that, let's do that. So,
your genre is about what's going on in the community and stuff. And you also live in this community that we live in.
The rebel music.
Yeah. In Australia, we seem to have a growing problem with that's growing. That is the youth crime from a certain race that's drastically increasing. Have you seen it on news?
All our youth, bro.
The youth. Do you think the media is exaggerating it, or we should start getting worried at the moment?
We should start getting worried, brother. Because these kids are out here stabbing each other. Like, doing crap like that. Like, I mean, like, there is stuff that, the media is portraying, but...
but we should...
As
what should we do? What should we do?
I don't know what you can do. As a Māori, we have the same problem, bro. Like we getting our kids before they're getting into juvenile stuff, rather than getting the chance to work with them.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding, this is quite honest, as a Māori, I'll say it, bro, because we're finding that obviously it's in the home. You know, if the parents aren't willing to bring and help the kids and give them an example, then and at school, a lot of our kids are falling away through the cracks because they can't understand whatever and. Schools with so many kids and too many examples, bro. Like same in your culture as mine and everybody else's.
A lot of broken families going around.
Lots of things, bro. So you look at they need money. They're going to get it from where? So let's be realistic, bro. What do our kids do? For us as communities, we got to get out there and show them that one, we still love them, and two, there's a better way, bro. But
beautiful. What's your take? Because you're all musicians here, and I get a sense that you feel the same. Is it fair to cancel artists from Russia who are touring around the world at the moment with what's happening between Russia and Ukraine? And, some countries are already canceling some artists from Russia because of us. Is it fair for them as an artist? Like if you were coming from Russia, would you feel like, it's fair?
I suppose you would feel it was unfair because if you're not the one out there doing that stuff. But then again, globally, we're looking at the whole thing, so I don't know, bro. Don't know.
They should separate politics and arts, yeah?
Definitely. But that's what keeps the politicians, you look at them, bro, they'll pick anything that might be relevant or they can get a cheap, 5 minutes on the thing and, I like that. Most of them are pretty see-through, to be honest.
What's your advice as musicians to young artists who are coming through at the moment, who are just starting, who are venturing in the industry for the first time? What would you say to them?
Well, I guess that the best thing is to believe in yourself, first and foremost, and practice. Like I feel that these days the youth think that coming to the music business is simply like looking good, putting themselves in social media, but then when it comes to the singing part, it's all out of key. It's all doesn't have a good context on the lyrical, content. So to me, I feel that if I was to, when I talk with my kids, for example, because they see you playing and they ask questions, so you just say, they see that you do what you really love, and they see so much hours that you put in to make this happening. So I guess with my youth, I always say, whatever you want to do, but if it's music, you got to do it properly. So sitting down and practice, that's a must, and the music industry these days is getting to the point where if you have a very good quality, you're gonna stand out because there is a lot of mediocre stuff out there. Yeah. So
Guys, what's your calendar like? Because I want to know what are the shows coming up. Just let us know, so that people will be waiting to see the band. Will go like, okay, they're up to no good. We want to go and see them there.
Gig-wise, we're sort of looking. We've got a few things that have been put up. I'm nothing concrete yet, I don't think. But the main objective we're at the moment is finishing off all this music that we're getting ready and giving that to the people.
All right.
We do have a lot of things in the pipeline gig-wise, but nothing. Well, I don't know if there's anything confirmed yet, but we've got a lot of work to do on what we are working on. So there's one.
Where can people get your material?
Well, on the social medias, so Instagram or on YouTube, Spotify.
It's just written Crown Heights.
Yes.
With a lion, with a crown on it.
That's it.
Beautiful. How can people contact you? Through social media or through management and stuff? So for gigs, do you go play weddings and stuff like that?
We are available to play all of that stuff. So if someone's got enough money to come and get us, hey, hold up.
Beautiful. Any motivational message to anyone who's watching? Fans, family, whatever you feel like, this is motivational. I need to tell people now at the moment.
10,000 hours. Do your 10,000 hours practice?
Yep.
That's it.
Well, I guess do what you love, because if you love it, you're going to definitely put that 10,000 hours,
So, treat the others you meet with respect and it will come back to you in
Beautiful.
many more ways.
Hey, gentlemen, it has been a great pleasure to have you in the studio today, and I want to thank you.
Thank you for having us, bro.
Hopefully, I'll see you again.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Thanks for having us. We really appreciate
We may have
that.
to get you in our next video clip. So
Oh yeah, I would
we're
love
always looking for
that.
extras and stuff. So
I can be percussion.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. This is the Podro Show. My name is DJ Ron, the Gaston Gladiator. We've got the band. It's some of the band members, Crown Eyes, 3 of them, and it has been a great pleasure.
thank you, everybody.
Yes. Slow down, little girl. Slow down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Hey. Boom, 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 boom. Bust time. This is how it all began. First it started off as free. We got a little serious and I'm still here by your side. Girl, I care, and I got to let you know